Hi, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Nadjib, the CTO of Retrieve, and today we're going to have the opportunity to discover together the ethical payment solution built on Fantom through a very specific angle, how to make the blockchain invisible for your final users, the end users. So you may want to ask me, why do we need to make the blockchain invisible in the first place? So as you all know, in this room, obviously, decentralized finance is becoming more and more common and is going mainstream thanks to all the integration with the traditional finance. Behind the scenes, the blockchain allows all of this to happen. But many users so far still don't trust completely the blockchain, and they are reluctant to put their money in an app which they know uses the blockchain, because they would ask themselves, is the app using blockchain safe enough? Is the network strong enough? Won't it be overloaded? Will volatility impact my savings? Can I get hacked? All the classical questions that any blockchain skeptical individual would ask himself. At Retrieve, we simply solve these doubts and these issues by making the blockchain invisible to both the final consumer and the retailer. As John Cena brilliantly says it, you can't see me. So, the only thing our consumer knows is that he can seamlessly pay any retailer. He can seamlessly pay any retailer with a regular payment application without even seeing the blockchain. As you can see on this picture, there is a terminal, payment terminal, but at Retrieve we don't use terminal payments. We use QR codes, but the concept is basically the same. And before getting more into detail about how do we make the blockchain invisible, let me tell you what we do at Retrieve. What is our company? What do we do in detail? So let me give you a little bit of context real quick. So at Retrieve, we define ourselves as the first ethical payment solution. At Retrieve, we are the first solution which will, what is this deck? We are the first solution which will give 1/3 of all the payment fees to environmental and societal projects. So behind each transaction at Retrieve, we take network fees of 1.5%. 1% goes in Retrieve's pockets, and 0.5 goes to CSR donation to any project related to environment and society. And most of all, our users can select the projects to which they can contribute. They can say, hey, I want my money, all the payment fees through my payments to finance this project. They are able to select the projects they want to finance. So this is our business model, and this is how Retrieve is going to work. So how do we do this? We use 4 main blocks. The first block is our application backend. So as you know, we have an app. So there is a backend. We use the banking as a service API. We have a partner in BAS. We have a cell microservice. So cell means centralized executive link ledger, which will handle all the magic behind making the blockchain invisible. And obviously, we also use the Fantom Opera blockchain. So why did we choose Fantom? As you all know, because we believe in Fantom technology. We believe it's scalable, it's fast, it's secure, it has an affordable cost, and since we're going to have multiple operations and daily operations, it was the best suited blockchain for our project. So, let's get back to the subject. How to make blockchain invisible for our user. So let's do a little use case in 3 small steps that I'll get in detail. And these steps will allow you guys to know how our app functions, and then I'll get to the technical details behind the scenes. So we have this guy named John, who is a great guy, and he likes our project, and he also wants his money to be spent ethically, and he wants to contribute to a project of his choice. So what John does is that he will open a Retrieve account, he will go to our app, but his account is empty. So now John needs to charge it with money. So he goes to our payment page, which is here. And what he does is that he will charge his account, let's say, for example, 100 euros. So as you can see on this page, he can charge his account by bank card, but we prefer bank transfer, because when you do bank transfer, there are no banking fees. With the card, there are some fees, banking fees, that John will have to pay. But for the sake of illustration, let's just say he adds 100 euros he charges his account with 100 euros to our credit card payment page. So he charges his account, he gets 100, his account is now charged with 100 euros. On the picture it's at 123, but let's just suppose it's 100. So what happened behind the scenes? Did he really charge 100 euros? So far I haven't talked about blockchain. So what happens behind the scenes is that every time a user charges 1 euro to his account, we gave him what we call a stable tree. So stable tree is a monetary mask. We have two main assets, the stability tree, which is called stable tree, and the utility tree. So in this example, I'll be talking about the stability tree. So basically what a stable tree is, it's a stable coin which has the exact same value as 1 euro. So one stable tree equals 1 euro. So behind the scenes, when John charged 100 euros, we gave him 100 stable trees. As you can see, there is a little euro sign here. So in the future, we intend to have different variations of the stable tree. We will have a stable tree for the pound monetary zone, a stable tree for the Switzerland monetary zone. We can even have a stable tree for the dirham money zone. So we can have it in multiple currencies. So what happened in step 1? John did a single operation. He charged his account with 100 euros by card. He didn't see the blockchain. We didn't talk about the blockchain. He simply charged his account with 100 euros to be able to use it. But behind the scenes, there were 5 different operations. The first operation was a transfer from John Bank's account to our main bank account through the Banking as a Service API. Next, what happened is that our Sell microservice, as you can see here, this one. So our Sell microservice, sorry about that. Okay, so our Sell microservice minted 100 stable trees. Then we needed to give John these stable trees. So we detected that John is a new user. We created John's wallet with a public and private ERC20 addresses to our main account. We sent the stable trees to John's address, and we also anticipated the FTM gas through the Sell microservice. So as you can see, a single operation where blockchain is completely invisible translated into 5 different operations that allowed John to have 100 stable trees, and that implicated the blockchain. So that was step 1. So as you can see, 1 operation, 5 different operations. Let's go to step 2 now. So suppose John is now hungry and he's craving for a pizza. So he knows about this local shop called Giordano's, which sells great pizzas, and he wants to go to Giordano to buy a pizza. So it happens that Giordano also has the Retrieve application. What I didn't mention is that we have 2 different apps. We have the Retrieve consumer application, which John will be able to use, and we also have a Retrieve retailer app, which allow all the retailers in our retailer network to get money from the consumers. So basically the concept is the same, except that this one is for retailers. They go through a KYB process, and these ones go through a KYC process. There are many similarities between the two in their functionings. So John goes to the retailer and decides to buy a veggie pizza for 10 euros. So what will the retailer do? What will Giordano do? So Giordano will simply open the retailer app, enter the amount that John owes him. So suppose it's 10 for the sake of simplicity. The app will generate a QR code, and then John will take his consumer app, scan the QR code, and confirm the payment he owes to Giordano. So what's happening under the hood? Same as before, single operation with blockchain completely invisible to the end user. John simply scanned to pay, and this translated into 3 different operations which implicated blockchain. First one was the verification of consumer and retailer stable Trib wallets. So every time I say Trib in this presentation, I'm referring to stable Tribs. Don't confuse it with the utility Trib. I'll get to it later, and I'll have a little chat about it. Then there was a transfer from John's wallet to Giordano's wallet, and of course there was the payment of FTM gas. Behind every transaction, there is a smart contract. There is an exchange of stable Trib between the consumer wallet and the retailer wallet, and none of them knows it because blockchain is once again completely invisible. So this is step 2 of our use case. Let's get to the final step, step 3, which is another use case where we make a blockchain invisible. So let's suppose John is now hungry, he loved the pizza, and he brings his whole family to get some pizza. So they want to buy for an extra 90 euros of pizza, which makes 100 euros. So they go to Giordano, they buy pizza, and now Giordano has 100 euros on his account. Sorry about this. This is only to show the previous step transfer between the wallet of the user to the retailer wallet. So now Giordano has 100 euros on his account, and he wants to get it in his banking account. So what does he do? He goes to the retailer app, he chooses the amount he wants to get on his banking account, and he clicks on transfer. The next day or the next few days, he will receive a banking transfer equivalent to what he has retrieved minus the network fees. So once again, even for the retailer, blockchain is completely invisible. Giordano retrieved 100 stable Tribs, which translated into 4 different operations: a request from our application backend to our cell microservice to burn the stable Tribs. Then we burn the stable Tribs in Giordano's wallet. We make a request on successful burn of stable Tribs to our banking as a service endpoint, and then we simply transfer the money from our main bank account to Giordano's bank account. So single operation with blockchain invisible translated into 4 different operations with blockchain. Of course, all of this is not free. We pay FTM gas at every transaction. In our business model, only the retailer will pay the gas. This is why we take 1.5% of network fees. It covers the gas and other fees. And also, just to tell you a little parenthesis about the utility token, we have another token, another asset, which is called the UTrib. It's listed on SpookySwap, actually, and you can go visit and check if you like it or not. And this is another utility token that my co-founder and CEO Jeremy will talk about on Thursday, and he will go more deeply into the ethical aspects of finance. So, as I said, by providing our solution, we believe that we're going to make blockchain invisible and thus making it more mainstream, and this will allow us to democratize our solution and the usage of blockchain, which will allow us to make finance more ethical and more transparent. So thank you for listening, and feel free if you have any questions or remarks. We're open to feedback. All right. Well, thank. Yes. Sorry? Jeremy is gonna be there. He's just behind you on Thursday. and he's getting more in detail about the ethical aspects of finance and more in detail about the utility tree, the business model, and go deeper for that subject. Oh, I appreciate. Thank you, man. Any more questions? All right. So thank you guys, and bye.